Hello, everyone at the Sooner Surge Double Trouble. Welcome. Happy Monday. This is 2 happy days or 3 in a row, Jay, as Sooner
Good
fans.
day.
And this one may have trumped all the others as Danny Stutsman in only Danny fashion and Stutsman way can he announced like he did today. Unbelievable. Whether or not you thought he was going pro or thought he wasn't, doesn't really matter. He's not going pro, and his dad was on the ref, I think, today talking, and there's some other things. But wow, just with Bosworth embracing the Boz, I just think this is so cool.
Oh, this is like Christmas, early Christmas present. And there was a lot of people that thought, why hasn't he announced? When's he going to announce? What's up, 405 boy? When's that going to happen? Well, today it happened. I think everybody on Twitter saw the leaked footage of the locker room that was empty and everything, and people were wondering. Listen, NIL money definitely played a role, in my opinion. You'd be crazy to not think so.
Absolutely.
Tanya, amazing.
I don't. We keep saying it, Tanya. I don't know what else to say except seriously, so much thanks for the super, Tanya, and being a Sooner Surge follower for a long time and subscriber. Thank you. As Sooner fan asked, what changed the mind? Had it been NIL was part, and actually, what his dad said was the loyalty. And look, Stutsman and BV have a great relationship. Stutsman and Boz have a great relationship, and the loyalty, it sounded like, according to Dad, loyalty won out. And Jay, if you heard his dad talking about, like, Stutsman went in there and the locker was cleaned out. They cleaned his locker out. And he was like, "What's going on, guys? I'm getting ready to lift."
Well, yeah. And the thing is, a lot of people said, well, this was planned all along. No, it wasn't. His dad came out and said it. He was just really torn on what to do. I mean, he told Venables he was leaving, and then really was just torn about the decision. Made the decision to come back now, and man, you cannot, if you're a Sooner fan, you cannot be any more happy with what they're going to the SEC with on defense up the middle.
Up the middle is great. And Jackson, Stutsman, Lewis, could be. And look, Damon makes an interesting point. The Canick-Stutsman relationship is tight, guys.
It is tight, but that's not the reason, I don't think.
Well, I don't think it's the reason either. But yeah, souped up Corvette. And that was so unbelievable.
The video was classic Boz, classic Stutsman, and it sounded like that video was filmed for the Butkus probably, but then they changed it a little bit to make it fit this decision. But man, Boz, to me, the guy is.
Mike thinks Boz had some influence, Jay.
Hey, and I'm going to say something right now on December 11th. Mark it down. This is my opinion, guys. My opinion. Danny will be wearing 44 this year. Kelvin Gilliam entered the portal. 44 is no longer there.
Oh.
Danny Stutsman will wear 44 this year. Book it. That's what I'm saying right now.
That would be.
He's going to.
That would be elite. I like what Ron says. Danny did it for Danny, and Sooner. I was a Sooner fan that said, "Yeah, I think the flexibility this offers now." And hey, kudos to Danny because he's really built his brand. He has not really changed who he is. He's kind of created his own, just like the Boz did, Jay. Hey, guys, I asked this question, I think it was last night, or 2 nights ago. Bowman's decision to come back, biggest decision to stay since who? And now you got Danny one-upped him. I mean.
Oh, yeah. Hunter, okay, you're saying he's made 28 in his own, but I don't know. I could see the handing over the keys to the number, too.
I could see both because I could see – and if you notice, Hunter was at the Thunder game, so right now we're running the comments trying to do it, but Hunter is Sooner commenting. Fan. So great game, Thunder game.
Sooner fan. I would be all in for him going with the whole Boz look this year. I'd be all in for that. All in for it, dude.
He won't do that because I agree with what Hunter said. He's kind of there. Yeah, Adrian Peterson wore 28. He's kind of his own guy. So the mink coat, did you hear about? Was that Switzer's?
No, they're saying it might have been Jamil Holloway. They're trying to figure. Somebody I was talking to was trying to figure out and get confirmation that it was Jamil Holloway's. I don't know yet. I have not heard. Can you buy those anywhere? I don't even know, man.
I've never looked for him, Jay. Never looked for him.
Dude.
Hey, Jay, some other news tonight. Besides Stutsman, we'll get to more on Stutsman. Just unbelievable. Can't wait for the bowl game. Yeah, it was Switchers. That's what I thought. It was Barry Switchers.
Maybe. Possibly could have been.
I don't know if you don't have, if you're a Sooner fan and didn't have chills, then I question your loyalty. And I agree, the truth. I had them too. Jay, let me ask you this, because On3 also had a report about McKinley.
He's taking visits this week. He's getting visits this week.
And
people
one
are
of
going
them's
into his
OU.
house. Yep. OU's one of them.
And I hate
OU
to say
is
this.
getting
I'm
an
not going
in-home visit this week.
It's not that I hate. I think someone's saying you can get them at Suits. Jay, Tanya did. I don't. Hey Jay, with Stutsman and Bowman now cemented in down the middle, this can only help recruiting, right?
Oh, 100%. But really,
it can only help.
It can only help, but you're kind of at the very end of recruiting. I don't know how much it's going to really. You're only talking EPL right now that commits this week, and then maybe one other guy probably. But I said it too, Jimmy, and I agree with you. I think McKinley will be a Sooner. I really have a good feeling about McKinley.
Well, last night, Eric Blomquist said mark it down. He's going to be a Sooner. Now, I think the team that kind of worries me more than A&M obviously would be LSU, because it's in his backyard.
Agree, but the relationships are tighter, I think, with OU.
Agreed. Hey, remember when Granger stole the coat?
Yeah.
Nice call,
yeah.
Ron.
Yeah, that's big news. I mean, McKinley, that's just huge. Here's the thing. It's huge that you get that visit. This could very much go down kind of like a little bit like Peyton Bowen last year. This could be a last-minute flip. Jackson
says
you've
McKinley
said that for a while, and why do you believe that, Jackson?
Hey,
and Hunter's the same way.
Hey, Coconut Greg, here's what I would have to ask. Here's what I would have to ask, Jay. And viewers, I want to hear your take on this. If OU was in the Big 12 next year, does Bowman and Stutsman stay?
I think there could be less likelihood they stay, because they're not getting to face the competition and show their stuff to the NFL people. I mean, you're on prime real estate against SEC. You're going to be all over the scouts, man. They're going to be all over you. So
I think that I don't think so either. There's no chance they stay. They would have been gone.
Yeah, most people agree with you there.
The excitement of the SEC, the powerhouse conference that it is, they wouldn't have stayed around for another year in the Big 12. I absolutely agree with that. And look, Sooner fan says if we don't at least get at least one of McKinley, McClellan, or Overton, it will be a huge failure on the coaching staff. Yeah, I think you got to get one of those guys.
To me, the best chance of getting the guy is McKinley, and I don't understand what Hunter and Jackson are really going with. I mean, they can have their own opinion. That's fine. I have my own opinion. I think he's going to be a Sooner. But if you look at the guys that we have coming in, they're really trying to get him too. They have good relationships with him. I think there's a good chance. I would say right now, 65-35 OU.
On McKinley.
Yeah, McKinley.
But you got McClellan.
But that's just me. I mean, I'm not an insider or nothing. I'm just saying that's just my
Jackson. I know Jaron Bradley's not a Sooner, and I've been wrong before, bud.
I've been wrong a lot.
Hey, do we pay each of our linemen $1 million each, like Georgia did?
I'm not sure how the NIL works per person. I'm sure there's certain players that get more money. I mean, obviously, you got to look at Danny too. Danny's going to capitalize on everything he can NIL. It's not just. I mean, he's got so many marketing.
His name, image, likeness is off the charts.
Oh yeah, big time.
Any chance McKinley comes to campus before signing period? We're going there.
Yeah, he's taking in-home visits. He's not
in-home visits.
Here, so now they do have a big recruiting weekend this weekend with some portal guys. The tight end from Notre Dame coming in. You got the running back from South Carolina, who I think may end up at Oklahoma. I think he could.
There's another SEC guy that just entered the portal today. He's 6'6", 315 pounds.
Lineman?
He's the O lineman from Georgia.
Yeah, it'd be nice. Here's what I would think on that. I think on the O-line, I think they're probably going to end up with either the other Michigan State guy or the North Texas guy. I think that's probably what's going to happen. I can't see them getting a big time O lineman out of the pool. I'm not
Jackson,
that confident in that, dude.
Jackson says McClellan in this weekend, possibly.
Yeah,
Where did you hear that at, Jackson?
there's a possibility he's going to come. I would think he's going to visit at some point, Jackson.
I would think. I mean, he lives right hour and a half.
He's got some other schools he's wanting to visit too, I believe.
There's no way they're paying Harrison $20 million, guys.
No, but I've heard that he's getting a
Off
bunch of big
the rocker if they do. Off the rocker if they do. Yeah, Overton, he doesn't seem like a possibility to me.
Jimmy, who did Mark say? I missed that. Who's he talking about? Chances of Odom being a Sooner next year. Is he talking about Brian Odom?
Yeah. Hey.
How about Nebraska today?
Hey, speaking of that real quick, OU did get to bring 2 new coaches that it was reported. They haven't announced it officially, but it was in Tulsa World or something. 2 new coaches. Both of these guys are actually going to be helping with the quarterback position. Ty Hatcher and Lowry. Ty Hatcher and Lowry. That answers a question that people were wondering. So that's really going to be off of Seth Luttrell, I think.
Correct. So, yeah. And Deion Burks, the receiver from Purdue, we talked about last night, he'll be visiting. So there are it was from OU Insider and All Sooners 100.
Yes.
So there are some. I think they are looking at maybe getting a receiver, which is kind of surprising.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at the interior, Jackson just dropped him in here. Terry, Lacey, McClellan, Stone, Jackson, all interior guys. You got Jacob Lacey, you said.
Ashton Sanders. You didn't mention Devin Sears either, Devon Sears, which I think is
Devon Sears, and Grayson Halton's the guy that's got to be the guy. Hey, so Jay, let's just, again, we've got to go back to Danny Stutsman. This cannot be emphasized enough. I've said the loyalty of BV sometimes is a fault, but here I think the loyalty, the relationship specifically, I'm not exaggerating it. I think Stutsman and BV's relationship is probably they're probably as close to each other as anyone else on the team, because we know BV spends a lot of times with the backers.
Yeah, I mean, he does, and they have a great relationship, and that's probably one of the reasons that kept him around. I mean, it's got to be one of the reasons. Hey, Ron, I see what you're saying about Blankenship. I don't know how that would have any effect on McClellan personally, but that's just me. There's a lot of coaches out there that aren't fans of where guys go. I don't. That's just my
look. If Burks comes here, or Bradley, whoever, they're losing a couple receivers, guys. It is what it is. This is what the portal does.
You got if there's guys out there that are really good, you got to go get them. Do you not?
And I tell you, the huge thing about Danny Stutsman is OU wasn't really in on a portal linebacker that I know of, and they're pretty deep at the linebacker room. But to get Danny Stutsman back again is this is unbelievable. It's
unbelievable.
Unparalleled.
And Sooner fan, I see what you're saying there, but I also wonder how the rotation will be this year with Levy not there. If you want to talk about Levy's downfalls, to me, rotations was one of his downfalls and playing guys. I think that was one of his most downfalls, was just sometimes it was just I blow my mind with who he threw out there, and it made no sense. So maybe you'll get a better rotation with Luttrell and Joe John, I'm thinking. I don't know. We'll see. I think Pettaway's really good. I would say Pettaway's better than Thompson.
The guy out of Owasso, I think, was Dominique Franks. Probably none since Blankenship. I agree. But, I mean, the only one they had was Proctor, went to Ohio State.
No, Cole Adams. Cole Adams
went to Bama.
Yeah.
I agree, Sooner fan, about let Thompson return punts. Maybe we'll see it in the bowl game. I'm with you, Copenhagen, and there was a comment I wanted to get to. It's Mike. Mike here. Mike been a long time Sooner Search subscriber, and I think this is beautiful, Mike. This is the culture that BV envisioned. It's coming to fruition. The fact that Bowman and Stutsman stay is a testament to his culture and what he's created there. This does not happen with Lincoln Riley. No chance.
I don't know why you're bringing up Lincoln Riley's name. I mean, I think
I'm talking about The culture shift at OU
There's a
is
lot of
happening in front of our eyes.
There's a lot of coaches it doesn't happen with. I mean, I don't know if you can single out Lincoln Riley.
Cole Adams is a dog, but he may never sniff the field.
And NIL, like Jackson said, NIL had a big part in this. Okay, and that's why Sooner fans need to be given to these collectives and stuff. I mean, it's a big deal. I mean, if you're wanting to keep players for an extra year, because it is comparable NIL money in college. If you're not going to be a first or second, third round pick, there's good reason to come back sometimes with NIL now.
Look,
you didn't have those reasons before.
As bad as everyone wants to hop on the NIL and talk about how bad it is, we talked about this is the one good thing really about the NIL. It's going to keep guys in college longer. If the NIL was not here, Bowman and Stutsman are gone. I don't care if you're in the SEC. I don't care what conference.
Well, you don't know that, but you can assume that.
It's a security blanket where you're able to play and get paid and really set your future up in a great way and play for a team you love and have fun. Stutsman is all about having fun I tell you, you got a vocal leader like him, and then you got Bowman who does everything the right way. I'm shocked, Jay. I'm honestly shocked that this is happening.
Yeah, Hunter's right. Big PWO, Evan McClure, lineman out of Bixby, got offered today. DG Wood, Sooners 2 win. You're right. DG Wood 100% have went NFL had he not been able to get the money from Oregon, I think. I agree.
Hey, Jackson mentioned McClure earlier, and I know Jackson covers Bixby. He can tell us a little bit about him. But
Jackson, drop his size in here. Hey.
He's not going to come play right away. But, hey, Danny absolutely plays in the bowl game.
I agree.
Why would he not?
I agree. He's not going to NFL. He plays.
Jay Jones.
Washington has not announced yet.
Jay, he may come back.
That'd be crazy.
He may come back. He's just like Bowman in the sense of the leadership part.
But he's been there. He's played so much ball, dude. I mean, he has played so much.
Jay, if you get him, he was pretty much locked down all year, though.
No, he was.
This defense, Jay, there's one position group.
What is Corey? What are you asking here? Thanks for joining us tonight. Do something else. Is that in regards to a question? Misunderstand that one, Corey.
Are you saying I'm yelling too much? Do something else? I'm confused.
No, I think he was in regards to a question. Yeah, he's playing because he's coming back next year, Lori. You're right. I agree.
Hope what he says too. Jay, it's the front four. If the front four can get right, this defense can be really scary.
I don't know. It'd be really scary. I don't know what Woody would get. Where would you kind of predict that he would go?
No problem, Corey. Third round, Jay.
You think Woody would get a third round?
Hey, Coconut Greg, this is something that has to be talked about.
I don't think so.
Because I'm going to talk about Bill Beatenbow, for example. People have been on Bill Beatenbow. He hasn't been able to land the 4- and 5-star guys. But every year he gets guys out of the portal, and they're elite guys. If he were to somehow get this Georgia kid, guys, if he were to get the Georgia kid and Spencer Brown, the line is pretty much set.
Why are you thinking any chance they're getting a Georgia kid? I said
if, Jay. That's a conjunctive.
Where's that coming from?
What?
You're one of these guys that they see a guy in the portal and you think, oh, he's getting him. I don't get it.
It's Jay, when you see someone in the portal, that's what you do. You go get them.
But you're name dropping like, oh, he's going to have a good chance of getting him. I haven't heard anything on that.
I never said a good chance. I said if they did.
No, I misunderstood you then.
If and buts were candies and nuts. I don't know the rest of it, but geez. Undrafted free agent. If he's an undrafted free agent, he's back.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, unless you're just, hey, you got to take in consideration. Some of these guys may not like being in school for 6 years, Jeremy.
James, I don't know about
6 years.
James, I don't know about if he was processed out. He's 6'6", 315. That'd be a lot to process out. And the other thing is, I love what Sooner fans started saying, and he's finishing it up here. I love getting in-state guys, but I'm not one who wants to go get every in-state kid just because they're in-state either. They need to be great players. Like, you need to get the guys that are in your backyard that are 4- and 5-stars, and then maybe find some diamonds in the rough. And OU's done that better under BV.
They have. Hey, let me go to this question real quick. T. Moses, thanks for joining us, T. Moses. Appreciate you. hey, process means basically the coach said, we don't have a spot for you. You're not going to be playing much. You can come back, but you can see the writing on the wall. Basically, it's like we need spots for other players. That's kind of what we mean by process. That's the term we're using. But
weeding out, I call it weeding out.
I 100%. If a guy leaves Georgia or Alabama, they're either processed or they want to go somewhere else and play. I mean, to me, that's right.
Oh yeah, and I just think it'd be interesting, Jay, and from a coach's standpoint, how this looks, because do you go? These coaches have to look at portal tapes. It's not just high school recruiting tapes anymore. You got to find guys, and I'm sure they got staff members that just do that. But Chief T-Bird, thanks again. Chief. I think it's 2 nights in a row, Chief T-Bird. We appreciate that. Right about Hester being from Booker T. Aubrey, he has family from Clinton who told me he's not leaving. Wide receiver roommate is stacked.
It's stacked. I don't know, Jeremy, what they're planning on doing with all these guys.
Now, here's what I would say too, Jay. There's some guys that are very content with being on a team like OU, getting a little NIL package, getting a degree, and you may not ever sniff the field. And guess what? That's a big life win anyway. So, and you're enjoying the journey, and that there's stuff to be said for that in those guys. Good teammates.
Yeah, sooner they're talking about the basketball in here, up to number 11. Who would have thought sitting here on December 11th that OU basketball would be number 11? Jeremy, there's no way you thought it. I know.
I promise you I didn't. I forgot about Aaron Colvin.
Aaron Colvin. What was the
Aaron Colvin went to the league, Jay.
Yeah. That's true. He did.
If you don't get results, actually, it's if you don't get results and you don't get playing time, you're gone. Big time game, top 10 matchup next week, probably.
Yeah, next Wednesday night.
True road test.
Next Wednesday night. Yeah,
hey,
Aaron,
I got to bring this up. You got to bring this up.
There needs to be a 30 for 30 on that night. Wow.
Dude, have you read that?
Dude, that's
no wonder they beat Bama. No wonder they beat Bama.
All,
Didn't know what was going on. There was no pressure, no anxiety, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, should I go first trivia of the night?
Never saw the field. Brock Vandegrift, two.
No, hey, we didn't answer Kim earlier. Kim, he's got another year.
He's got another year because of the COVID year.
Yeah, and Hunter, Hunter Jackson can confirm that, but I'm almost positive 100% he's got another year.
Shonsta 21, welcome.
Yes.
Thanks for being on here.
So trivia?
Let's drop the trivia, Jay.
Trivia. First night. You know what? I'm going to go with the first trivia tonight. We're talking about Danny Stutsman and Brian Bosworth, okay? Brian Bosworth, he's the man. You talk about OU players, he's one of the best to ever play at Oklahoma. He was drafted in the NFL. Now, here's the trivia question. First one to get it in the chat gets the point for the night. All right, we got the standings across the bottom. 1987, Brian Bosworth signed the largest rookie contract in NFL history. What was the contract? That's all I want to know. What was the contract? Largest in NFL history. So drop it in the chat. Yeah, Porter Moser is doing a great job, Shonsta. Unbelievable job. I wonder if this is tricky for y'all, this question. That's it right there. Boom. Jay Jones got it off the bat, Jay. Way to go, James. Jay, $11 million. And guess what? It was for a 10-year contract. That's so crazy. Here they are. 10-year, $11 million, dude. Wow.
It's not OTani money, but it's good.
Oh, OTani?
Google. Dude, that's quick Google.
OTani, $700 freaking million.
It's gonna be bigger than Bobby Bonilla, like from 2034 to 43.
They're still paying Bobby Bonilla.
And they're gonna pay Otani till 2050 or something.
Good job, Jay. You get the point for the first part of the night. We got another one later on. Basketball team, if they win this week, which they should beat Green Bay or whatever, whoever it is, they're going to be in the top 10 when they play North Carolina.
Yeah, the Otani stuff is insane. And he's going to play at Tulsa next year, rehab. Hey, let me – so last night, Jay, before we got off the Sooner Surge double trouble, we said, is OU going to get a guy in the portal?
They did not.
Yes. We said they're going to lose someone to the portal. We said, yeah, they're going to. We were wrong, and I'll take it because they get Danny Stutsman. which is bigger than anyone. The last two guys that OU has gotten were not out of the portal. They were two guys that stayed, and it was bigger than anyone they could have gotten out of the portal.
Oh, not even close. Not even close.
That's insane.
Yeah. I mean, to me, it gives you another year of developing those youngsters like Lewis Carter. I mean, another year. I mean, they may play a little bit, but you get another year.
It is. It's Wisconsin. Wisconsin has one. Wisconsin, Green Bay.
Hey, Timothy, this is a great question, Timothy. Unbelievable question.
Thank you, Timothy.
Thanks, Timothy, for the super. This is an unbelievable question. He says, Studs, Boomer, how does OU NIL money compare in SEC? Here's the deal. I still think OU's probably right now in the SEC, OU would be
5.
I think you got Alabama, Georgia, LSU, A&M.
Probably 5.
And then that's probably the top tier. You're probably in the tier with OU, Texas. Who did I miss? Did I say LSU yet?
You said LSU. You didn't say Tennessee.
I think OU and Texas are they're on the cusp there, but they're not in that top tier. That's my opinion. I may be totally off though.
Hey, and here's the other thing about the two guys you get. Now, I'm not saying anything about guys like Hicks or anyone else who's to come out of the portal. You know what you're getting. These guys have already bought into the culture, the leadership that they're going to offer. And Jay, someone in the comments just a second ago said, you got top 5 guys at linebacker now and safety room. Top 5. We're not talking in the conference. In the entire country, top 5 at those two positions. You got an elite 5-star quarterback next year. Yeah. Your wide receiver room is loaded. You got running backs that can play. Yeah. It's going to boil down, and this is always the way it is in the SEC. It's the trenches.
Yeah, it is.
You got to get another dude at D-line in the portal. You got to get another O-lineman in the portal. You got to.
You're not winning the SEC. You're not winning an SEC championship without a good defensive and offensive line. It's not happening. I mean, you can go be an Ole Miss and throw it around the yard and whatever. You're not winning a championship.
But Jay, here's what I think. I think now BV, Beatonbow, Latrell, Chavez, he had this Danny Stutsman shirt on tonight. Did you see that post? Hey, that tweet. They can go to any portal guy now on the line and say, look, guys, we have everything we need, except we need you. We need the trenches. It is a great recruiting tool to say every part around is there. It's there.
Hey, but Sooner fan, I understand your point here, but listen, if you have a dominant defensive line, like studs on the defensive line,
you're not losing to those.
Slimmer chance to losing those inferior teams. You look at the games this year, OU's offensive line and defensive line didn't play good in those games. Did they not? Kansas offensive line kind of whipped OU's butt. Did they not?
Yeah, and the defensive line got pressure. It was bad.
So,
Woody has another year.
Hunter, are you in here now? I think Hunter's in here now because I'm not hitting these comments and somebody's putting them up here. It must be Hunter.
If Hunter's here. He can.
Hunter's here. Hunter, can you confirm?
Thanks, Hunter.
Woody has another year. Please confirm. I'm almost positive he's got another year. One more. Okay, Woody has one more year. That's what I thought. There it
Jackson is. Said that earlier, yeah.
And you're right. NFL does make the most sense for Woody, but we'll see. I mean, you never know. And you never know in this situation. Jackson, you said what earlier?
About Woody.
I know. I said it too. 2 or 3 more dogs.
I do disagree with Hunter a little bit on saying that's his best option. Not if he's an undrafted free agent. It's not.
Well, that's true. It's tough on the corner. To me, a defensive back, you can have all kinds of film. Hunter, he had a great year.
Go to Bowman.
Film, but if they never throw the ball your way, there's not a whole lot to put on tape. He didn't get a whole lot of pass breakups, right? I mean, I don't know. I'd say like maybe 8 to 10, maybe.
You know what I'm really looking forward to, Jay, in the SEC?
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to letting DBs actually play physical because it hasn't happened.
Well, that's true. The Big 12 is kind of weak on pass interference calls. I think you'll get playing a little more physical in the SEC for sure.
Woody just didn't get picked on a lot this year.
I personally, do you think Woody was the best defensive back this year?
I think when Gentry was healthy, it was Gentry.
I kind of agree. I think Gentry made more plays. But that doesn't always mean you're better if you make more plays. I mean, it could be because the other people are shutting people down. I mean, who knows? But
T. Moses, this is a great question because you have Michigan, Ohio State, Oregon, Washington. You have Alabama, Georgia, OU, Texas. Those four, I think, are so comparable. Once you get past them, I would say those conferences are about even. Is Nebraska? You saw what Nebraska did today.
Yep.
They're on the up and up. I think with Rule.
I think you got to give them a couple of years, but I think they are on the up and up.
Dolby plays a little bit of a different position. He played a lot of Cheetah this year.
Yeah, they got to figure out what they're doing at Cheetah. There's going to be some position moving around, I think. I mean, you got to figure some out. Now you got Stutsman back in the middle. You got Stutsman, and who's it going to be? Stutsman and Kinnick, Stutsman and Kip, Stutsman and Kobe? Because Stutsman's starting. Who's the other one? Jeremy, right now, December 11th, who's the other one? Who's starting the bowl game alongside Danny?
I think it'll probably be Stutsman and Kip, but it could be Stutsman and Kinnick.
You don't think Kobe has a shot?
No. I like go back to that press digitation. Thanks for being on the Sooner Surge Double Trouble. There was the comment from press digitation about, what you say on social media and how fans just kind of trash talk players. I think that's a little bit ridiculous how fans do that, unless it was deserved by the player, but it rarely is. A lot now, what Lincoln Riley did when he left and the way he left is one thing, but you do got to be careful because social media is everywhere, and once it's on social media, it's there. It is just like this Danny Stutsman thing. I don't think Danny Stutsman was necessarily trolling anyone. I think Danny Stutsman, even according to his dad, he kind of had a change of heart. He realized he loved it too much, was too loyal to the program, not too loyal, was loyal to the program, and made a decision. And kudos to him for doing that. That takes guts.
Yeah, and that's exactly why he hadn't announced himself, because I think he told BV, I'm going to go to the NFL, I'm going to try it out, NFL, and then he thought about it and was like, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if that's the best decision. And if you're not feeling 100% about it, don't do it. I mean,
hey, Florida State's not in the Big Ten.
No.
They're in the ACC. Kobe is a little slower, at least looks a little slower.
Right now, I think Kip's better than Kinnick.
I wouldn't disagree with that.
What do you think, Jeremy? Kip or Kinnick? Who's better?
I just said I wouldn't disagree with that.
So who's better, Kip or Kinnick right now?
I have no idea, Chad. I'm not at their house.
I'm asking who you think's better, Kip. Who's better in your opinion right now, Kip or Kinnick?
Kip played better.
Wait a second. You just
right now, I guess Kip played better, but Kip got benched at the end of the year.
You can never say it. You just can't.
I already did.
No, you say I disagree with it, but I asked you point blank to answer it, and you won't do it. You beat around the bush and you go around the circles. It's ridiculous. You said
that's my opinion on it, Jay.
I'm not disagreeing with you, Jason, that Kip's better than Kinnick. Okay, so who's better, Kip or Kinnick? It's like your mouth cannot speak the words that Kinnick isn't as good as Kip. You can't.
I'll go with what Sooner fan just said then.
I'm just asking you a question to answer it, Jeremy, without any reason. Who's playing better?
When Kip came in, Kip was unbelievable. Had like 15 tackles. The longer the year went, he got worse. He got benched.
Yeah, Kip's the easy answer. Exactly. It's not hard.
Do you know what that phrase means? Kip is the easy answer. It's not really that easy of a question, Jay.
And Ron, I don't disagree with this.
Kip
I
is
think
small.
Kip needs to put on some muscle and weight. I think he does. I agree with that. And I love Kinnick. I think Kinnick could be great. But if you're watching the games this last year, second half of the season, he wasn't as good as Kip, and you cannot argue it. You cannot argue it. You cannot argue it.
I can argue whatever I want to argue.
You can't. Jeremy, go look at the tape.
I saw Kip get benched and screamed at. So
why? I wonder why.
And Kennick
Was
didn't
Kip
play
playing
bad his
better?
last game.
Maybe
Kennick
Kip
actually
played
didn't
better.
play bad the last game. Look, the difference between the two, and I'll say this, I'm 100% right. The difference between the two is Kennick's a little lost. If Kennick was going all out and knew what he was doing, he would be better than Kip. He's just not there mentally.
But, I think Kip goes all out, and if he messes up, he messes up. I don't think he thinks about it as much.
Chief, you're right. Kennick cannot play zone coverage.
No, listen. I think what is Sooner fan saying? Is he coming at me there with that?
No.
Why? Oh, was that what I was doing? Maybe.
No, I think he's saying that's what I was saying about Kennick.
The reason Kennick, I think, is not playing as well is he's overthinking it. And Stutsman kind of did that the year before.
He's just like Stutsman was last year.
Yeah.
You told me to watch tape.
Yeah.
I've watched a lot of Kennick tape in high school, and the first time he came in for Deshaun White at Cheetah. The guy is going to be an elite Sooner. He may be as good as Danny Stutsman when it's all said and done.
Okay, but you're the same person that says Kennick shouldn't be playing the same position he's in. But you're the same person.
Shouldn't be.
You're arguing that he shouldn't be in that position, but you're arguing that he's better than Kip at that position.
I don't think Kip and Kennick. I don't know why we're arguing this. Kip and Kennick, neither one of them were great. Kip impressed early, yes. I think Kennick can. I'm right with Chief T-Bird. I've said it all year. Go watch film. Go watch every play of Kennick. When they blitz Kennick, he's unblockable.
Unbelievable. And I think
he's like Micah Parsons. Okay, when he played Cheetah last year behind Deshaun White, he was great. He's on his heels at linebacker. He's on his heels a lot.
Damon, you're right, and I agree with that.
Thank 100%. You, Tiz. Thank you.
I agree with both Tiz and Damon that patience and that we had to wait a year of Danny to go through it too. And that's not what I'm saying. I think Kennick has the higher ceiling. That's not what I'm saying. I think Kennick would be a better backer. But what I was saying is last year, the second half of the season, he was not playing as good as Kip Lewis. That's all I'm saying. Will he be better? Yeah. I think he will be. But at the time, I don't think he was playing as good as Kip.
Hey, maybe they do bring the bulldozer of Kennick for Jackson Arnold so you don't hurt your quarterback. Listen, there is someone just said, I wonder if the defense will live up to BV's look, if it doesn't, there's problems.
Well, here's the deal. Here's what you're looking at.
It's got to be the D-line.
Here's what you're looking at. This team made an overall jump, right? This last year, I felt like they made strides on defense. And now you got another recruiting class with probably your best defensive line class you've had. It's time to start turning the corner defensively. If not, that you're going to have some issues.
Coconut Greg, you are right on this. He is going to be a junior. Didn't play any last year, except for the game when Deshaun White got hurt. He looked really good. But I would love to move him to Cheetah, Bob McClellan. But the problem is Cheetah's kind of loaded right now. I think that's where he needs to be. Can he put enough weight on to go to edge right now?
How can you say
he could play next year at edge?
How can you say he could be a Cheetah, but he can't? He's not good in coverage.
What?
How can you say he could be a good Cheetah, but he can't? He's not very good in coverage right now.
Neither was Deshaun McCullough.
Okay, but you got to be a good in coverage at Cheetah.
Hunter, why can he not be an edge?
Who, Deshaun?
Kennick.
No, he's not big enough, dude. Are you kidding me, Jeremy?
What's his size?
Jeremy, golly. Sometimes the guys you flip around the positions is unreal.
Striker wasn't big.
Jeremy, I'm not. It's a different ballgame.
What's his size, Hunter? He's probably 240, 230.
How tall is he, Jeremy?
Look at his body. I think he could put 20 pounds on and be easily what Ethan Downs is. Easily.
I mean, while we're at it, Jaron Kennick might as well play every position.
He's 6'2", 228.
Yeah, he played safety in high school. He's not going to edge.
He could easily get to 6'2", 240, though.
Why are you going to put him? This is just silly talk. I mean, I'm not even going to talk about it anymore. I mean, it's done.
I hope the lights turn on, too. I hope the lights turn on for Kennick, too, because he's probably the one of the most athletic guys they got.
They will turn on. I think he's gonna have an outstanding year coming up. I do.
Yeah, he'd be hard to block. I think. 4.5 speed, 6'2", coming around the edge.
You need to retire from teaching and go be a coach.
I guess so, Jay. I do like him blitzing, whatever. As long as he's playing downhill, I'm okay with it. I don't care if he's playing basket weaving. Go downhill with it, and I'm fine.
I will say this right now. Right now, today, bowl game. I think your starters are Stutsman and Kip. I think next year, your starters game 1 are Stutsman and Kannick.
Okay.
I think Kannick's going to figure it out. I think he's going to have another offseason. I think he's going to figure it out.
Okay, I would never be able to do that, unfortunately. I just an armchair quarterback. He would be tough to block. Hey, so we got to ask the question again, Jay. Anyone out of the portal tomorrow?
I was like, anybody going to go to the portal?
When is OU visiting McKinley? It's probably not till late in the week. We don't know exactly.
Probably Friday, Saturday, I would guess, but
yeah,
that's the big one right now. I think that's a big one. And McClellan, obviously.
Timothy, unfortunately, coaches just don't do that anymore. I like that, but they don't seem to do that much.
That's true.
Jay, that's a good point. Who are you going to spy, though? Milrow? I mean, Dylan Gabriel at Oregon? Well, you won't be playing them unless it's playoff. But
this is Mr. Chaz, 13 here. They have to get the tight end from Notre Dame. If that's the only,
it's a must.
If that's the only tight end that they're kind of in on right now, they need to get him because that room is slim. Horn sideways. Usually I'm not a yeller horn sideways. Usually I'm leave that up to Jeremy, but he kind of got me going the last few nights. So appreciate you, horn sideways, as always. Dalpos, let me ask you guys.
Is that horn sideways? Is it like a house divided thing, horn sideways?
Hey, Jeremy, can they rotate linebackers like wide receivers? I say no.
I say you can. Depth-wise, Stutsman needed breaks.
You can sparingly, but not.
What's your definition for rotate?
In and out.
I mean, are you talking to give a breather? Is that rotating? Because they got to get breathers. What is the joke? I don't understand. What was the joke?
What joke?
Sooner Surge says Germ says that joke every time.
I'm sure it's the one about candies and nuts, whatever.
That's not a joke, Jay.
Oh, the horn sideways joke. Yes, Caden Helms will be back next year.
Joke. I was asking a question.
Hey, Shawnsta, Caden Helms will be back next year. Let's just hope he's healthy because I think the guy could be an outstanding player if he's healthy.
Michael, you're spot on, Michael. Motion induced. Plays on his heels.
Yeah. Hey, we haven't talked about Peyton Bowen in a while. Where's
Jay?
You got Bowman's back. Okay, you got RSJ back there. Do you think he's going to play with Bowman, or do you think they're going to just say, "Let's move you up to Cheetah full time"?
Yeah. Here's the thing: Dolby was really good at Cheetah, and if Harrington's back, and
with the Harrington's,
here's what I think. I think Bowen and RSJ. Maybe RSJ can get in on some nickel, but I'd like to see Bowen and Bowman at the safety.
Too. I'd like to see Law Firm back there as a safety.
Can you imagine if it's Bowen, and then Gentry, Woody?
Well, and if Woody's not starting, it's probably Malone.
SEC ready.
It's probably Malone. And I love the Malone kid out of San Diego State. He's 6'2". I mean, he's a big boy, physical guy.
Cheetah will depend on Harrington.
And it is an injury to come back from. It's not going to be easy.
It's a difficult injury. Hey,
but
Jay,
he's also, he'll fight for it. You know he will.
Jay, what's the SEC's motto?
It just means more.
It's probably why Stutsman and Bowman stay too. It just means more. I like that motto now that it works. Hey,
he's not. I think Laura and Jimmy are talking back and forth about McKinley. He's already visited OU. This is an in-home with McKinley.
Not recently, though. Not recently.
No, but you're going to bring – I mean, right now there's not a whole lot – it's not like a game's going on. I mean, it's an in-home visit, and that's what it is for all these teams that are going.
Donnie, you could be absolutely right.
Yeah, I don't –
With Jackson Arnold throwing it around the yard.
Hey, should I do our second trivia of the night?
Absolutely, Jay.
Guys, we're spreading the wealth here on Sooner Surge, Double Trouble. We're not just going to stick with football. We're asking a basketball question. You have to with this team ranked number 11, okay? The last time they were that high, 2015-16 year, we all know what happened that year with the Final Four run. Their first loss that year, it was at Kansas. You all know the game, triple overtime game, Buddy Hield going nuts. All I want to know, simple question, how many three-pointers did Buddy Hield make in that game against Kansas? Triple
What a
overtime.
game.
Dick
Dickie
Vitale
V.
announcing. What a game. Still one of the best basketball games I've ever watched in my life.
Hey, Jacoby Johnson's a corner, and I think is he going to be a sophomore, Jay?
Yes.
Yeah, Jacoby Johnson.
Have not seen the answer yet. We got a lot. Oh, there it is right there. Timothy. Timothy got it. If he's the first one, 8. Way to go, Timothy. 8 3-pointers that day. 8 of 15 for Buddy. 46 points.
Who was the first one, Jay?
Timothy.
No, who got the first one before that? The first one.
Jay Jones, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah. Hey,
Hunter's
Brian
going to
says
update the
McKinley's
standings
a
live.
pipe dream. Why is it a pipe dream, Brian?
What's a pipe dream?
It says McKinley's a pipe dream.
Thanks, Lori. See you later, Lori. A lot of people are saying that. Jackson and Hunter
OU was in on him. It was OU and A&M. That was the last two.
That's why I think there's a chance they can get him.
Hey, I'm not here to sit here and sugarcoat anything or sunshine pump anything. I do think they have a legitimate shot. And Jay, you looked at the tape. Jason is very excited about Mario Anderson.
I think Mario Anderson would be a great, great guy out of the portal to get. I think he would be outstanding. His dad was blowing some really shooting fireworks and on I don't know if it was Facebook or whatever. He was going after some fans. I think this kid could tear it up. I really do. I think he could be really good. Now, David Hicks is a pipe dream. Bishop, I agree with that. David Hicks is a pipe dream.
Agreed. That's a pipe dream.
Because I don't know if he's in the portal. I mean, you can't say.
His says a hybrid between Sawchuk and Walker, Jay.
Yes. He reminds me a little bit. I don't know how.
Brian, then it's LSU. If that's the case, it's LSU. So
this guy reminds me a little bit of a better maybe Marcus or a healthy Marcus Major, or also if you go way back, I don't know if you remember Thunder and Lightning at OU, James Allen and
Gerald Moore.
Probably a little bit bigger, taller than Moore, but physical dude, but also has speed.
Yeah, and look.
Hey, he ran for 700-something yards. I mean, that's not like
Damon. I absolutely don't want Ollie Gordon. I don't want him. But hey, again, what a day, Sooner Nation, for Danny Stutsman. Kudos to him. Kudos to just Brian Bosworth being involved in that, and just all of that went down today. That was a shock this morning. Not gonna lie, I wasn't expecting that announcement in the morning, and I don't know what to say, Jay. This is just a great day to be a Sooner right here.
Oh, massive day to be a Sooner.
And I hope they've stacked 2 massive days out of the last 3. Let's just keep the momentum rolling. Keep it rolling. 405 says Chris McClellan didn't see a lot of interest in OU.
He says he doesn't see a lot of interest.
Yeah. So, hey, hopefully we're
Jeremy,
talking.
Tell them what we got going on for Bowl Mania.
Okay, before we get off here, we've created a Sooner Surge group, Bowl Mania. Okay, it's confidence-based, which means you have to pick the bowl winners and put a point value by the ones you're confident. Total number of points wins, and we'll have a prize of some kind. But
it's easy to do though. It's easy to do on the link when you sign up. You don't have to figure out the confidence. It does it all for you. You just click buttons. I mean, it's not hard.
Okay, so hopefully you guys will participate. We'll drop that link in the chat probably tomorrow on Sooner Surge Double Trouble. Thumbs up if you want to participate. We hope you do. It'll be fun. Good discussion throughout. So it'll be a Sooner Surge Bowl Mania. We'll
Well,
send
there's
that
only
out
like
tomorrow.
85 bowls now. I need something to kind of keep an eye on them,
Yeah,
right?
got to.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. So hopefully you guys will join us in that. But as always, thanks for joining us each night. Appreciate the supers again from Faithful Tanya. Thanks so much for Chief T-Bird again. Thank you very much, Chief T-Bird, for Timothy and the super. All three of you with the supers. Thanks so much. And thank you guys with the intelligent comments that you guys bring every single night. Again, not enough I can say. Good things I can say about just the knowledge that you guys bring and respectfulness on here. It's fun to argue,
Yeah.
and it's
Hey,
also fun.
I'm just glad we're out of that drama on Twitter today with all the inside.
Yeah, I'll stay out of that drama. But thanks so much, guys. Till next time. Boomer.
Boomer.